Hello, I'm Dick Barr, managing broker owner of the Dick Barr Group, real estate brokers and consultants in Round Lake Beach, Illinois. Today is Saturday, December 12th, 2020. And if you plan on selling your home anytime in the near future, I really recommend you watch this video because I'm going to discuss the 5 of the most important, most effective, most transformative, yet inexpensive ways that you can modify your home to achieve top dollar in record time. Stick around and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Again, this is Dick Barr, managing broker owner of the Dick Barr Group, real estate brokers and consultants. And today we're going to talk about 5 of the most important things that you can do to transform your home for almost no money and achieve a significant return on your investment. The things we're going to be talking about today are going to cost probably less than $1,000. And they can return anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 investment when you sell your home. Because what the things that we're going to talk about today, they're going to create a impactful statement that's going to attract more buyers to your house and create an opportunity for you to net more for your home. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to talk a little bit about me, Dick Barr. I'm a small independent brokerage here in the county. I've been a realtor since 2004 and owned my own brokerage since 2014. And even though we're a small brokerage, we have a huge impact. In my target farm area, over the past 14 years, from 2006 to 2020, I've outsold the next top 3 leading agents in the area combined. All 3 of them combined doesn't equal the total for my target area. And we do this not just by giving away homes or pricing them low to sell them. My average sales price in the target farm area is more than the other top leading agents, as well as having the fastest market time. Over the past 14 years, I've averaged 18 days on market to sell the homes. And in 2020, that average has dropped down to only 5 days on market. And most of our properties sell recently in the 2 to 3 day range. And again, we don't do it by giving the properties away or pricing them low. We get the top value. And how do we get the top value? Well, the most important thing is to know where to focus our attention and where to spend the money to attract the most buyers possible. Because when more buyers come in, we can get a higher price. So let's jump right in to the first thing that we always talk about in all my listing appointments is decluttering. Decluttering is obviously one of the cheapest things that you can do because it doesn't cost you any money. This is rather a hyperbolic example, but just show you the difference. The same space. Now, obviously, when you sell your home, you're not going to have laundry laying on the ground. You're not going to have your dresser drawers open, but pay attention to what's on top of the dressers. What we want to do is we want to create that illusion of space. Even in the most tight and cozy spaces, we want to create that psychological impact to the buyer who comes in and looks at this, or the buyers who are searching the internet and looking at photos, that you have so much space in your house that you do not need to use the tops of surfaces for storage. So large baskets or piled up knickknacks, they take away from the space. As you can see, we clear that up. We recommend we get all that off. We find other places to put that away. And since you'll be moving soon anyway, it's also not a bad idea to throw them in boxes and then put them in the garage. And we're just going to go through a few examples of even some subtle decluttering techniques can make a big difference. Here's, again, a kitchen side by side, before and after decluttering. Even things that you use every day. If they're out on a countertop, they tell a story to the buyers coming in that you don't have enough cabinet or pantry space to store your items, so you need to store them on the counter. So we always recommend you take as much off as possible. In fact, even this example, I would say you're also going to take off the spoons and spatulas, and probably even get rid of the wine rack in the corner. Maybe throw the toaster in there. You want to have as much open space on your counter as possible to create as much wall space for your buyers to see, to generate that true illusion of space. We've got a couple more examples. Again, these are just simple tips. Nightstands, wires hanging, never a good idea. Your barrettes, your hairpins, never a great idea. Even your tissues. You notice how we have the tissues underneath instead of sitting on top, and it might not seem like much, but when buyers walk through, you have no idea what they're thinking, what their perspective is, or what's going through their mind. And I've literally had buyers say to me when we saw tissues out, I have allergies. I wonder if this home is a problem for people with allergies. And again, we're just looking to create our space to appeal to the largest percentage of buyers who come in. We don't focus and target any one specific type of buyer. We always go for the largest block of buyers to capture their attention, because that's when we get into multiple offer scenarios, and often we'll get more than asking for our homes. Obviously, when there's office space inside, and now that we're in the middle of our pandemic, a lot more of you are using your homes for offices. You want your office desktops to be perfectly clean of anything. Again, it's creating the illusion of space, that you have so much storage space, that you have so much desk space, that you don't need to store anything on top of your surfaces. Moving on. The next thing, which is one of the number one recommendations I make, is if you've got old wood cabinets. Old wood cabinets were very popular in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even into the 2000s. And especially in the 90s and 2000s, the golden oak look became very popular. But now buyers coming through, they're liking much cleaner spaces. So we're seeing buyers being attracted to solid color cabinets instead of the stained wood cabinets. But we even see grays, we see whites, even blacks, and then sometimes even some light greens. But white is the one that attracts the most, the highest percentage of buyers. So just going to show you some examples of before and after. Now this, you can see it's the same space, just pops in the pictures. And buyers love this clean look. And the beauty is that this is not an expensive cabinet transformation. This is a simple paint job. A good paint, a good thick paint. Now, I do recommend deglossing your cabinets, because your cabinets are going to have a gloss to them. And deglossing them first so the paint can stick, and then put a nice even coat on, and they just look amazing. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of before and afters with, and here's a good example of the gray base cabinets with the white top cabinets. And you'll see these are just simple single panel cabinet doors, but it just makes a huge difference for the photos and for the walkthroughs. It's cleaner, it's neater, and then it lines up more with what buyers are looking for today. Here's another example. You can see how it makes it pop. Also, in this case, the seller put a backsplash in, a porcelain tile backsplash to make it look like stone. And just makes a huge difference. 2 afternoons and you can have this knocked out. Cost you about $50 in paint. But take your time. Do a good job. You don't want drips. And here's the final example. And one extra thing was done on this one beyond just painting it. You'll see, look at the top of the cabinets. um, the cabinets just stop. Whereas in the after photo, they installed crown molding. So that's just generic crown molding that you would put on your walls and ceilings, but you put it on top of the cabinets and it elongates them. It makes them look taller, and also gives them a more factory uh, factory new look to them. I'll show you going back and forth. I mean, what a difference this makes. And this is really the difference between getting multiple offers and or single or no offers. Although in today's market, as hot as it is for sellers, chances are that you're going to get an offer one way or another. But definitely, this is going to create that multiple offer situation that generates a nice return for the dollars spent. Okay, the next thing we talk about, what color should you paint? For years ago, 20, 30 years now, we transformed from white stark walls to we were in the beiges for a while, the earth tones, sometimes even some pastels. Right now, the majority of the buyers are falling in love with spaces that are neat lines, very clean looks, shaker style trims, but that gray wall. It's very industrial, and I know some sellers who I talk to about it say, "Oh, it's cold and stark and has no warmth to it," and that's true. It is. It's colder. It's stark. It's more industrial, but it's clean and neat and allows the most exposure to those open walls. That creates such a nice effect that buyers are falling in love with it right now. And remember, when you're the seller, your goal is to get rid of the house. It's not to stay in the house. What you like doesn't really matter much. It's very important to if you're going to paint, and most of the times I do recommend it, that you're going to paint it in something that's very neutral and palatable to the buyers out there. And the way these look, just some simple paint can make your photos look like magazine covers, and it makes such a big difference. And a few examples of what going gray on the wall does. Just makes it neat and clean and also stylish. And it also reflects the light very well. So when we're taking the photos, it reflects the light so much better than the beiges. And stay away from dark colored accent walls too. I know some sellers will want to do that. They want to show that accent. The cool thing about gray reflects light in such a unique way that the shadows cast on certain walls, or the sun's shining on certain walls, will automatically build what looks like accent walls. So you'll see parts of gray that are just darker because of the shadows, and it really looks like the owner put in accent walls, which they didn't. So you don't have to go crazy with choosing multiple different shades to do your accent walls. And the color that I recommend, because gray could be difficult to select. Sometimes you'll put gray on the wall and it comes out blue. Sometimes you'll think you're putting gray on the wall and it comes out almost brown. I recommend using Sherwin-Williams Big Chill. If you don't want to buy Sherwin-Williams paint, you could always give your paint supplier the swatch, and they'll be able to match it. But the nice thing about Big Chill goes with the white trims, and it also goes with the hardwood trims. So it's a very versatile shade to use. And as you can see, this shade in this photo, you can see it going well with the hardwood floors as well as the white trims around the windows and the crown moldings. Okay, the next big thing is landscaping. Now, we're not talking about putting in $10,000 worth of landscaping. Obviously, this is overboard. Wow, any buyer would love it. You don't have to do anything this significant, but what is important that you do is cut your beds using a straight flat spade, going around your beds, cutting them, making a nice clean cut around them. makes a huge difference. And also recommend edging your sidewalks. You create that clean, neat, manicured look. Obviously, this is more important in the spring, summer, and fall time, but go through, cut your beds. Don't put in the plastic edging that you could buy at Home Depot. It looks kind of cheap. Buyers don't really love it, and then over time it becomes an issue. Whereas nice manually cut beds are the cleanest, neatest, and buyers really fall in love. And then we're going to go into the final thing to talk about is the photography. Now, this is something more that your real estate professional will do for you, but I want to show how important it is having the photography done right and done professionally. A lot of times you'll go through looking at homes online and you'll see photos, they look fine. Like this particular photo, it looks fine. Nice yard, sun coming in, you see some plant life there, but it's important that who's ever doing your photo is paying attention to how to make that photo pop so it really stands out from the competition on the market. With thousands of homes that they've looked through on Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com, you really want to stand out. So it's important that we pay special attention to make your photos pop and really capture the vibrance and the saturation of the colors that are there in real life. And while, again, if you're just looking at photos, you're like, oh yeah, that's okay, it's a nice house, nice backyard. But then boom, this really draws your attention to it. And same thing, here we go on the front of the house, and then pow, boom, we got nice rich greens in the grass, beautiful blue sky, even see some of the oranges and reds hiding in the in the beds from some leaves that had fallen, and really pops out the color of the trim and the brick compared to just a very blanched over kind of milk toast look of this house. The attention we spend on the photos makes a huge difference. And then even interior, I can't tell you how many photos I see like this on the when a home is listed, and again, it looks nice. It's a big space. The furniture looks nice in there. Okay. But we just spend a little bit more time and attention on it. And then pow, we make it pop. We bring out the reds in the wood. We bring out the contrast. We do the brightness and, of course, increase the saturation. So these are just 5 of the basic, simplest things that you can do to effectuate a big change in the amount of money that you can expect when you're selling your home, as well as how quick it'll sell. And any questions or you want to find out how we can sell your home for more money in less time, please feel free, call me on my cell, 847-644-1154. That's 847-644-1154. Or you could email me at db@dbgrec.com, or visit us on the web at dickbarr.com. That's dickbarr.com. Thanks very much and good luck.